Okay, good morning. And a lot of interest around this Tecsun S2200x. I thought I'd give it just a quick run through it. I find the memories on the Tecsun quite confusing at times because it does it in pages. So, I mean, you could have a page for HF broadcasting, you could have one for air band, you could have one for amateur bands, I suppose, and so on. But it's not always as easy as that. You can't program this as well from like your laptop, if you like you can with an SDR or some of the others, all the memories. So it's just one of those things you've got to get used to. So we'll have a
very good signal.
We'll have a quick rundown.
Which is your default.
So you've got the bass, treble, volume on this one.
Good signal from you, and as I say, very nice morning. Can you just stand by?
That's the bass.
Off, so I assume
it does work.
From you, yeah, you've told him we're on 7155. So I'll go over to Harry, and then I'll go to Kenny. So Kenny, stand by. Harry, very good morning.
Everything works as is.
You weren't over strong, but perfectly formed. So let's go back to you.
You've got the bandwidth, the bottom button, so you can just change the bandwidth from, well, we'll start in the middle, 2.3, 1.2, 0.5, 4, depending on what mode you are. Obviously we're on SSB. If we were on AM, then you've got 2.3, 3.5, 5, and you should have 6. There we go. So you've got a sync button. Now the sync button, if you're on sideband and you come across, you're tuning through and you come across a broadcast station on AM, you can hit the sync button and it'll do its best to doesn't always work. Sometimes it goes very well. The only way to describe it is very digitally and very broken. But it does work, and it does take the noise level down a little bit on broadcasts. Not so much on SSB. You get that. So we're going to be on lower sideband. Okay. Obviously you've got direct access. So if you want to go on 30 meters, 10, 115, upper sideband, bit of volume. So you've got shortwave buttons that'll take you up on the shortwave bands. You got up and you got down. depending on what mode you're in, because it'll do amateur bands as well. So if I was to go into AM, turn that down, then it would go on the broadcast bands. The only trouble with tuning in broadcast bands on a video is you might get music, and I don't really want that. So where are we at? 15, so we're on 19 meters. It should tell you actually. Oh, there it goes. When you tune. Not quite open yet.
Ormana özgü kötü gün ruhlar ortaya çıkıyor. İşte denize yakın bir yerde yaşıyorsa denizle alakalı.
So if you were tuning through the band on upper side band and you came across a broadcast station, you could hit sync and it'll have a go. It'll certainly have a go, and then you can just press it again for AM. So I mean, it does work, but it is it's subject to the station. I don't use it much, to be honest. We've got FM, a local. We've also got airband here, and that'll take you up. Whoops, that'll take you up to airband. Does work, but I'm not going to show any airband. I got told off last time I did that. For some reason, they don't like it. Oh, it depends on who does it, I suppose, because I've seen loads on YouTube, but then certain other people just get battered. So it's one of those, isn't it? I suppose if someone puts a copyright strike on it or says something, then they put it on hold till they investigate. So anyway, so there we go, airband. So we got FM, we got medium wave, long wave on here on separate. Although this, it covers on the tuning. Let me have a look. Short wave, 1621 to 29999. Airbands 118 to 137. Medium waves 520 to 1710. So obviously there's an overlap with the short wave. Long waves 50 to 522. And FM 64 to 108. Now then, it comes to, so on this side here, you've got power button, you've got a sleep function, you've got the AM attenuation, so you press that and this, it'll knock it down a bit. That does help.
Bir devden, bir canavardan bahsediyoruz. İnsanlara zarar veren bir canavar. Bunun dışında lütfen
it does work.
metinlerde ve özellikle Altay yaratılış destanında kendisine çok geniş yer bulmuş.
Okay, you've got RF gain. So there's a click at the maximum position. That's just maximum. This usually goes to S9 and stays there. But you can manually do it if you so wish. Let me give it a bit of volume.
Çok popüler bir kavram günümüzde de ya da ubur. Yine vampir benzeri bir karakter. Bu da bizim hem
Let me put a bit of attenuation on it.
mitolojilerinde anlatılan bir kötücül ruh.
and then it should be at yeah, you'd be at here. It does work, so that's minimum. And you can peak it, so it does work. We've got a squelch, and that's obviously for FM. Perhaps on 10 meters, and air band maybe, AM, put the squelch on. 11 meters as well, you know, the CB band, that would be on there. What else we got? So these two last buttons here are the memory, the pages. Up here we've got the display, and now you can take the light off. There you go. Take the light off if you don't want the light on. You've got the time. So we'll have a look. Yeah, that's about right. And you've got to set a timer if you want it to come on and off. If you're going to say record a program and you're not here, you can set the time on, time off, and obviously the frequency. So from a memory, and the tuning as well. So you've got fine tuning here, which will on AM will go up in 5 kilohertz. And then on the main tuning knob, you've got 1 kilohertz steps. You can change that, whichever one you prefer. So you can press that. This is now 5, and this one is the fine tuning, which is probably the way that you'd normally keep it, but you've got a choice. Memories. Well, to store a memory, let me just put that back, go up in 5s. That'll do. So if I was going to store that, then I'd press it once. It'll tell me if it's in there already, and I don't know why that one should be in there, but let's have a look. Let's go down to where all these can't be in, surely. It says it's in 16, but I don't believe it. So you can press it once and then twice, and that's locked in. So down this way, underneath this button, there's a little, it's a VFO memory. So you can press that, and then we've got the channels, and you use this to cycle through. So that's the one we just put in. That's the other one we just put in.
To foster the cooperation with Brazil in the sector of the exploration.
So that's what I previously must have done. So you can store them in it, and it stores in. It stores obviously the frequency, the mode, and the step. And if you want to get close, say 40 meters, you can just press it again, and now we're on there. It's 1 kilohertz steps on the coarse tuning on sideband. No, we're not on sideband. There we go. So 1 kilohertz steps, and then hundredths on that one. But you would want that one to be the hundredths, that one to be the step.
Even at 4K, so I'm transmitting at 4K, that's the problem. Right, I'm going to wish you 473, I'm going to go the same, I'm going to go and sort my belly with tea, and I'll let you carry back on. M0. He said you might have to disappear quickly. Yeah, okay. Well,
On the side of the radio, you've got all your aerial connections. If you go internal on medium wave, this top is a rotatable antenna. And it does work quite well. And then you've got a telescopic, of course, which is quite a long telescopic, but works very well. So if you were sat next to a window, should we say, then you probably wouldn't need an external antenna, because that's pretty good. What else is to tell you about it? Not a lot, really. I've just noticed the antenna, I've got wires going into the side of it, and one of them was just hanging loose. So that's a basic rundown of the Tecsun. It's a bit like every other Tecsun. It's a bit like the, very much like the H2200x. It's nice to use. I do like this style of receiver.
Yeah, it's okay, Robert, fine. GW6TBY with the group. That's it. And the latency is noted for that.
I've had various receivers. What normally happens is that I'll use one for a while, and then I'll part waves with it, and I'll just use my amateur stuff, my radios. Yeah, this one's definitely a keeper. This one, I do like this one. So that's a quick rundown of basic functions. There's quite a lot to it, but that covers most of it, I would say. There is little other little things, but none of them, none of the rest of the functions sort of help much. You can switch the beeps off and stuff like that, but that doesn't really matter, does it? 7.3s for now.
Okay, we all know there is
and we'll catch up. These are very low down.
Will it have SC2 in it? I mean, maybe next year there'll be SC1.
You know, these are very low down. Okay. Yep, you got an ear socket and a line in if you want it, but, you know, irrelevant really. 7.3s for now, all the best.